You are the universe. The goal of salvation is not to be spared the wrath of a higher power or to be saved by an higher power. It is for a being to awaken into their own divinity. You are now in direct connection with your higher self-expression, and your higher expression is the universal energy. Although you may perceive yourself as a physical human being, in reality there is nothing physical or material. Everything exists as the extension of the universal powerful energy fields. And you are an integral part of those energy fields by receiving a very precise and specific signal through your receptors, through to your environment, which ultimately shapes your identity. Like your TV, you are the broadcast. Your thoughts are not contained in your head. They are broadcasted into these energy fields. Einstein stated, "The energy field is the sole governing agency of the particle matter." Your biology is the expression of this matter, and your broadcast shapes your spirit within that field. Whatever you say, however you think, and your secret inner feelings makes up your biology, and your spirit shapes your identity, which materializes into you, the human being we see today. Universal energy is that divine elusive life force that penetrates all materials and sounding space. All things move in matter, and upon contact creates this energy field. Energy emotions are the primary factor that influences human perceptions. The universe is the omnipotent presence of energy which makes up the divine elements of the universal intelligence, the divine intelligence, the higher power, and the great spirit, which is the universal life force. The universal life force has multiple plane levels of energy. It consists of the physical, vitality, the emotional or astral, the mental, the causal, the spiritual, and the divine. The process of creating something out of nothing, or creating something within something, and perceivable to our physical senses, only observable through technological means. That's something which is responsible for the creation, maintaining, and sustaining all life forms, is the pursuit and quest to discover that divine, elusive force that produces this universal energy, the deity we seek. While we live in this universe, the universe also lives in us. Darkness is the matter of the universe, and where the development of a star is born, consisting of gravity, hydrogen, and time. Gravity pulls dust and gas into a giant squirrel vortex. When compression takes place, dust and gases are squeezed into a smaller space within matter, causing the temperature levels to increase, which maintains the pressure. Hydrogen is the chemical substance gas H2 and is the most abundant chemical substance in the universe, making up 70% of all normal matter, and is highly combustible, maintaining and regulating high temperatures, which causes brightness and generates the high energy vortex within a space of matter. Over a period of time, the temperature levels of hydrogen will rise, becoming hotter and hotter, which also controls the process of becoming smaller, brighter, and exerting high levels of energy contained within a vortex. And over millions of years, the desired outcome of a star is born. Million sperms are released into a woman's fertile body through the vagina towards the uterus. Extraction of the uterus propels the sperm upwards into the fallopian tube to meet the awaiting egg. This process can take up to 5 days. The magic happens within the dark space of the narrow fallopian tube, which pushes the egg downwards towards the uterus, and the cilia pushes the sperm upwards towards the egg and the surrounding cells of the egg produce a chemical that attracts the sperm. This process can take up to 30 hours. Finally, the sperm fuses with the egg's plasma membrane, creating genetic materials and 23 unique pairs of chromosomal DNA. Within the next 9 months, the developing fetus remains in the amino sac filled with water and kept in darkness until delivery. Again, we see gravity, propellement of the sperm upwards, the pushing of the egg downwards. Hydrogen, the egg's production of a chemical that attracts the sperm, creates genetic material and DNA. Time, 5 days of the meeting of the sperm to egg, 30 hours for the egg's chemical to attract to the sperm, and 9 months of developing. That is when a star is born. You, imperceivable to our physical senses, only observable through technological means. That divine elusive force, that deity we seek, already lies within us. The universe and you are the same. We as humans copy the process of life being born as that in the universe of a new star formation. When development is completed, you are sustained within matter and vibrates at the frequency of the energy field. We think we understand what the ancient Egyptians' religion concepts are by the way we think using our own religious concepts. But those ancient people perfected cosmology because they knew from the stars is where they came from, and death was not a cast-off as forever gone, but the body could be preserved for other purposes known as the Ka. They knew death was only a transport over into another energetic field, the same as a star being created in a new energetic field. They knew while living in a physical body, they were still connected within a vortex of energy and could tap into energy power of the universe and tap into any knowledge they were seeking by understanding the universal intelligence. They understood the earth is based on a vibrational grid network that manifests on a particular point of land in a set of energetic lines that leads to the one energetic grid. This is clear, precise, and direct when looking at what they have left us through their hieroglyphs, their languages, and their drawings. We can conclude their worship of the Neters, nature, which they never separated themselves from. They studied nature, which revealed and uncovered who they were separate from their physical bodies, and they knew this to be exact and with truth, and developed mathematical systems in current use today to describe it, like geometrics. They understood the Nile River was the fountain of life, with its black mud flowing in abundance to fertilize their lands during its annual floods where farming took place and crops lived in abundance. That black mud is matter on earth. We know them as Egyptians, but they call themselves Kemet, the land of the black nation, and through Kemet represents the creation of chemistry. Black was not associated with mourning or sadness, but for them it symbolized the power of regeneration. They connected the relationship between the sun that comes up every day and the Nile that runs in one line with the everlasting, or eternity, or life forever. They studied the connection of the flooding of the Nile to the reoccurrence of a particular star called Ceres, which symbolized their new year. Ceres is also where the teachers of the ancient Dogon people came from, who bestowed the knowledge unto them about Ceres, her description as a binary star system, and her celestial bodies, which is invisible to the naked eye. The Western world had no knowledge of its existence or location until the 1970s. These concepts were understood and nothing new to the many ancient civilizations before the ancient Egyptians. They personified entities, the powers of creation, and the forces of nature responsible for their creation and spiritual development as a people. Our past high ancient civilizations understood the universal energy was and is protected by the universal laws, the laws that are perfectly balanced by nature and regulated by spiritual vibrations. This balance maintains order, and when you work within the laws, the sender will receive positive outcomes. When you transgress against the laws, the soul and spirit within will suffer. What the ancient Egyptians did do was to show honor and glory to the ancient process, passed on by older generations by denoting it throughout their temples and their scriptures and shown through their statues. We think we understand why their monuments were vast and distinct, to show some kind of authority and power. But each temple and each statue was built at the right height and by the right size it needed to be, and placed perfectly on top of its scarce powerful spots that connected the person, the people, and the nation's energetic field grid pattern back to the larger universal energetic grid, the connection with the One. This was not a show of ego, strength, or might, but a show of honor from the past to the present and beyond into the future of knowing thyself by making the connection within oneself. And these structures were designed and built to withstand all non- and natural events by always remaining intact, in place, and observable for all generations to learn from. The similarities between you and the universe. The human body mirrors the universe with its norms, discipline, chaos, and mysteries. Being a balanced individual puts many aspects of oneself into perspective. All works for the good of all. There are 4 atoms in the universe: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. 4 atoms in humans: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. There are 12 celestial bodies: the solar system, the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Nibiru, Planet X, and the Moon. 12 constellations: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpius, Sagittarius, Capricornus, Aquarius, and Pisces. There are 12 systems in the human body: integumentary, skeletal, muscular, nervous, circulatory, respiratory, digestive, excretory, urinary, reproductive, endocrine, and immune. There are 12 chakras in the human body: crown, diamond eye, third eye, nose tip, chin, throat, lungs, heart, solar plexus, navel, pelvis, and root. Earth has 11 dimensions. In order to tap into these higher dimensions, you have to master your energy and align your frequency to match the frequency of each higher dimension to reach ascension. The ancient Egyptians understood the human body is a mixture of physics and chemistry that connects a sequence of points in a process of growth. Once again, the soul is eternal. They escape death on earth by returning back to the source of the one energetic grid to reproduce to anew. They knew the brain cell looks identical to the universe. The human eye looks identical to the helix nebula. Our veins are shaped in the same pattern as thunder and as a leaf from a tree. The color of a leaf is the same as our blood in our veins. Fingerprints are in the same swirl pattern as the inside of a tree bark. A storm looks identical to a galaxy, and when one star dies, a new one is born. Our bodies are connected to the natural rhythms of the earth on a circadian rhythm which operates on a 24-hour cycle divided into day and night. Disruption within the cycle of nature, the universe, and our energy will lead to negative effects on our health and well-being. Just look around. We are not only out of our minds, but are stuck in the game called survival mode. The plan is to keep this away from humanity and to have the populace depend on ideologies, force entities, schools, and religion as the gateway to who we are. But the ancients knew going inside of yourself is where the answers lie. Healing and growth comes from looking within and aligning up with nature, interconnected to the universe, galaxy, and beyond. As so above, so below. When control is the grand prize, they will keep you from knowing exactly where you come from and who you really are. But when we know who we are, recognizing the cosmic forces influences our bodies and minds, we can channel our energy accordingly, and there will be nothing we ask for the universe will not give unto us. One must know and carry this divine energy at all times because it permeates the inner human spirit and every cell within our bodies, which is the eternal truth. The universe is conscious. Consciousness is a basic feature of reality. It emerges as information of oneself or something. When you have information about you, the past, present, and future, that is the whole, and that is the conscious experience. The potential within our inner self surpasses what AI could ever be programmed to become. However, if we fail to harness what we require for our external journey, we will always be on the search for a deity that already resides within us. In the interim, we risk being supplemented by a mere mechanical replica composed of steel, alumina, and cast iron, mirroring our essence.